Wizard101, after 17 years, has finally released on all platforms, including Steam, Nintendo Switch, Xbox, and PlayStation. So the game released on console, being Xbox and PlayStation, a couple months ago, being October of 2025. And it just now, finally, January of 2026, released on Nintendo Switch. And so with that being the case, I wanted to just kind of go over some tips and tricks and just overall things that I wish that I knew when I first started playing Wizard101, because I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of either brand new players or just players returning to the game after a long hiatus. So let's just jump right on into it. Here's 5 things that I wish I knew when I first started Wizard101. The first thing I want to go over is going to be the first thing you guys are going to see when you download and log on to the game, and that's going to be your create a character section. It's going to have this little personality test for you guys. It's going to ask you some questions, and the whole purpose of the test is supposed to be the answers that you give them is supposed to determine what school you're going to end up being. And the reason why I want to bring this up is because no matter what choices you give them, no matter what answers you pick, the only question that actually matters is this last one right here. This is the only one that holds any weight regarding what school you're going to end up being. Now, if you go ahead and you click Ruby, no matter what you picked for your other questions, this is going to be fire every single time. And if I go ahead and try again, I'm just going to pick some random. I'm not even picking the ones that I actually think. I'm just going ahead and picking some random answers. If I go ahead and hit Ruby again, it's fire. Going to go ahead and show you one last time. I'm just picking all these random ones. If I go ahead and hit Onyx, no matter what all my answers were, this is going to be death every single time. So if you guys want, you can go ahead and you can answer the questions on the test just for fun. But if you just want to get straight to the point and you just want to pick your own school and get right into it, just go ahead and skip the test, and then it just gives you all 7 options right here that you can choose from. Now, the second thing I want to go over is going to be quests. Now, this game has a storyline. There is missions and quests that you guys have to do in sequence in order to progress through the game. And this was brought to my attention the other day because I was actually just chilling here in the commons, and I saw somebody, he was sitting here and he typed out loud. He said, what am I supposed to do? He was a brand new character. He was a brand new player. And he's like, what am I supposed to do? I'm so lost. And somebody else responded. They're like, well, you just go ahead and do the quests. And then he said, well, how am I supposed to do that? Where do I find these quests? And so I'm here to answer that question in this number 2. And what you're going to want to do is look for these NPCs that are going to be scattered around the world. You can already see 2 right here. The ones that have this yellow exclamation mark above their head means that they have a quest for you. Now, there's 2 different types of quests in this game. There's main quests and there's side quests. The main quests are going to be given to you. They're going to have these stars up in the corners here. That'll tell you that it's a main quest. That means it's part of the main storyline that you have to do in order to progress through the game. And then there's also side quests. Now, Abner Doodle is going to have a side quest for us. And the way that we can know that for sure is the fact that there's 2 things. There's no stars in the corner here, and it also gives you the option to decline it. If you are talking to somebody that's giving you a main quest, you will not have the option to decline it. You have to accept it. The second symbol you want to look for is going to be this gray question mark. If you see an NPC with a gray question mark above their head, that means they've already given you a quest and you have yet to complete it. So these quests will be here in your spell book. You can go to the quest tab right here, and this is where all of your active quests are. The third and final symbol you guys are going to want to look for regarding quests is going to be the yellow question mark. That means this is the person that you have to talk to. Like the other guy, we already talked to him. We have to go do something else for him. That's why the question mark was gray. This guy, his question mark is yellow because he's the person that we have to talk to for the quest. So if you look here, see right here, it says, hey, Penny, we have to talk to Mr. Lincoln, which is this guy right here. So we're going to go ahead and talk to him, and he tells us right here, we were sent by Penny Dreadful. Now that we've already talked to him and he's sending us elsewhere, now he has a gray question mark. The third thing I want to go over that I wish I had some information on when I first started Wizard101 is going to be the fact that this game, even though it's advertised as free to play, it absolutely is not free to play. When you come to a certain point in the game, which Cyclops Lane is going to be one of the first places that introduces this, you are going to have to pay. And it's going to give you the option. I'm going to show you the screen that's going to pop up right here, right now. It's going to give you the option to either A, buy the area with crowns, or B, buy a membership. And now, which one is worth it? Which one should you go with? In my humble opinion, I believe that the membership is worth it. Now, the difference is if you buy the area with crowns, you have permanently unlocked that area for your entire account forever, no matter what. You'll never have to purchase that area ever again. You'll never have to spend another dime on it. But the problem with that is you have to do that for each and every single individual area of the entire game. And that is a lot of money to cough up. Whereas if you buy a membership, memberships give you access to the entire game with just one payment. It's a $10 payment per month. And the thing is buying the areas with crowns might be cheaper in the long run. If you have the intentions of playing the game for a very long time, if you are really into it and you want to play for a while, buying a membership is gonna be more expensive. But the thing is memberships don't only give you access to these areas, they also have member benefits. They are gonna give you more backpack space. This is where all of your gear and equipment is going to go. It's going to give you more backpack space. It's going to give you a larger friends list. It's going to give you more bank space, which is where you can store some of your overflowing equipment. And there's also many benefits that come out, including double pet XP, double crafting, double reagents, which is all different side content in the game. Overall, it's just very beneficial. And in my mind and in other people's minds, I think even though in the long run, sure, the memberships may add up to be more expensive, it's absolutely worth it. The benefits that you get from it make it worth it times a million. But if you don't care about all that stuff, if you don't care about the double of anything, if you just want to just play the game as cheap as possible, then in the long run, buying it with crowns will probably be cheaper, but it'll be more money up front. The fourth thing I want to go over is a combination of selling your gear and locking your gear. Now, they have this function where you can go into your settings, and let me just see if I can find it real quick. Right here, if you go under gameplay options 4, there's a section right here that says backpack item lock. You want that on yes, 1000% yes. And the reason for that is because if you have highly valuable pieces of equipment, for example, I have a few here. This is my main robe that I use to just quest and do missions or whatever throughout the game. This is what I want to use 24/7. So I do not want to get rid of this. So I have this item locked right here. That way that means I can never sell it. I can never trash it. I can never feed it to my pet no matter what, unless I unlock it. Like for example, this robe right here is not locked. So as you can see, I can go down here, I can quick sell it, I can feed it to my pet, I can trash it. Thankfully, one thing that they have recently added is the recycling bin. So if you do accidentally trash something that's important, you do have the ability to get it back, which is a very nice new feature because they never used to have this. When I first started playing the game, if you trashed something on accident, that was it. There was nothing you could do about it. There was no getting it back. But just to be safe, even though there is the recycling bin feature now, you still want to go ahead and lock your gear that you find valuable and the stuff that you just don't want to get rid of and lose. That's just the safest option. Now, as far as selling gear, if you have gear that you do want to sell, for example, I have this robe right here called the Broken Branch Panic Armor. Now, this is a storm robe. I'm a death wizard, so I have absolutely no use for this robe. I don't need it. So I'm just going to go ahead and sell it. Now, you have two different options here. You can click on it and you can quick sell right from your backpack, but you really don't want to do this. For example, this robe right here, if you look down right below where it says level 68, there's a little hammer with a lock on it. That means you cannot sell that in stores. You have to sell that through quick sell. Now, this robe that we were originally looking at, as you can see, there's no lock and no hammer on the bottom there. That means we have free reign to sell it wherever we want. Now, you don't want to sell it out of your backpack quick sell because it's going to give you way less gold. As you can see right here, if I were to sell it through my quick sell, it would give me 280 gold. Now, if you come to the bazaar, which is in Old Town, you can see this guy right here, Eric Silverfist. You go up and talk to him. You want to sell your equipment. The very same robe that was going to give us 280 now gives us 1,118 gold as opposed to the 280. So if you have gear that's sellable, you want to sell it at the bazaar every single time because it's going to give you a lot more gold, especially over time. If you have a lot of stuff to sell, it's going to add up. Now, regarding this stuff right here that is locked, you can just go ahead and you can just sell that through the quick sell, and because that's really your only option. So the fifth and final thing that I want to go over in today's video is going to be pets. Now, pets in Wizard101 are extremely important because there are so many different options for stats that you guys can get on your pets that help you throughout the game. As you can see, this pet right here gives me a lot of damage. If I look at my stats right here, right now, right, I have 60 death damage. A lot of that is because of my pet. My pet gives me 28 damage alone. So if I go ahead and take off my pet, that already cuts my damage right in half almost. So it is a very, very vital piece of equipment, and it's a very helpful tool in Wizard101. Now, like I just showed you, this pet in particular has a lot of damage, but there are so many different options of talents that you guys can get on your pets. There's accuracy, critical, pip chance, healing, health. I mean, any statistic that's in the game just about you can get on your pet, as well as item cards, and you can get may cast talents as well, which means it has the ability to potentially cast a spell itself, which can be very helpful. It can be very clutch at times. Now, how do you obtain pets? There's a few different ways. One of them is through drops. So if you're just in a battle, sometimes you're fighting somebody that has the chance to drop you a pet. Other ways, you can go to pet stores that are around the world. For example, right here, there's a pet store right here in the pet pavilion. So we can just come right here and talk to Tenant Wastelander, and he's gonna have some pets for us that are pretty cheap. Now, the only problem with the pets that these guys give, they're not gonna give you very good talents right off the bat. The way that you get the good talents is by coming over here to the hatching kiosk, and if you have something in mind, if you want a resist pet, let's say, if you want pet with resist, that way, you know, you can be a little more tanky, you can just last longer in fights, you don't have to worry about dying as fast. You can come over here to the kiosk and you can actually search up the talents that you want. So we're gonna look up spell proof, as that's the main resist talent in the game. So we're gonna go ahead here. It's gonna give you universal resist as well as spell defying. So let's just go right ahead and click those two things, search for pets. And you can see right here, this is a good, well-balanced pet for beginners. It's going to give you 15 resist between proof and defy. And it's also going to give you 16 damage between pain giver and myth dealer, as well as the Maycast that I was telling you about. This is Maycast Fairy Friend, which means there is a chance that he could potentially cast Fairy Friend on you, which will heal you, which is really cool. So that's a pretty good universal pet. It gives you some damage. It gives you some resist, some offense and defense, and it also has the chance to heal you, so that can be pretty clutch sometimes. So there's an unlimited amount of combinations that you guys could come up with for your pets. So whatever you guys feel like is worth it to you is what I would go for. Personally, in my opinion, I think damage is the way to go. Full damage pets is kind of the meta right now. Whether it's 5 damages or whether it's like 4 damage and a pierce, which is like armor breaker, which is what this pet has. Or some people do like 3 damages, 2 pierce. Those are kind of like what the meta is kind of surrounded around right now. It's a very, very offensive heavy kind of play style, is what this game is kind of the direction this game has kind of gone so far. But if you are playing in the team and you are actually not an offensive player at all, say you're a life or an ice or something like that, and you're more of a defensive supportive kind of school, then sure, go right ahead and get some healing talents or some resist talents to be a little more tanky, and you know, just anything that might help benefit you is what you can go ahead and do. You don't have to follow the meta. So that just about wraps things up. That's 5 things that I wish I knew or knew more about when I first started playing Wizard101. There's a bunch of other things that I wish I knew as well. So if you guys want a part 2 to this, I can give you 5 more tips and tricks or 5 more things that you should know when starting playing Wizard101. Just let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll go ahead and make another video on it, give you guys some more, you know, some more insight of the game or whatever. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys for watching. If you made it to this point and you enjoyed and you learned something, be sure to drop a like, subscribe if you guys haven't already, and check out my social media down in the description below. I have all my other platforms up in there. So yeah, appreciate you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Keep believing, keep trusting in your little brother Segan. People wanna tell me that my dreams are outlandish. I can change your mind like right where I'm standing. Making money hand over fist and fist over hand. You'd be crazy if you thought this wasn't part of the plan. I'm trying to get my sister everything her family needs. It's no question I'm a star.